So we are getting Void Elf Demon Hunters coming in midnight. We've kind of covered them a little bit on this channel before, but I kind of want to just refresh kind of what Void Elves are all about and how we unlock Void Elf Demon Hunter, as well as kind of comparing them between the other two races that we have. So you unlock Void Elf Demon Hunter with a couple prerequisites. There is a quest line here that starts in Dornagal. I believe in midnight it'll also start in Silvermoon. There'll be a messenger guy here. He's kind of bugging out for me. But you'll talk to him. He says, which I think it's kind of funny because I'm playing this on a Void Elf Demon Hunter. He tells you, Magister Umbric needs your help in Koresh, and then you'll do a very short quest line there. But there is a prerequisite to that you have to complete the side quest line that was already in Koresh before. Like, it's a War Within era quest line. With Adara's Dustblade, and I'll put up the starting point for that quest up on the screen now. But completing that quest line is required to unlock this quest that's in front of me. But basically, this quest will just take you to Koresh. You do it. You talk to this guy. So on and so forth. It's a very short quest line. All things considered, kind of delving into, do I want to play a Void Elf? What am I getting out of it? And especially comparing it to the other two races that we have. I'm a Void Elf fan. I'm planning on going Void Elf mostly for the 50% off transmog cost. Granted, I'm a very poor WoW player. I don't grind a lot of gold. So 50% off transmog is nice. Now, something to keep in mind with the new transmog system is that I have these outfits here. Outfit slots do not get discounted. You purchase these outfit slots, I'm going to give it an icon, and then I'll say, epic DH Mog. And then it costs 100 gold, next one's 200, and so on. Those aren't discounted. What is discounted is if I'm applying new pieces to a specific set, like my purple Sargura Commander Void Shard set, this costs 559 gold. This normally would cost 50% more. It would cost, the full amount of whatever, like a 1200 or 1100 or whatever this would end up being. So that's really nice to have. I'm sure I'll be making great use of that. But obviously with this transmog system too, you're getting, you're still getting value out of the 50% off, obviously. So like if I change my weapon transmog to collapsing phase blades, and then I change out that Warglaive for something else, it's still going to be the same transmog. Obviously, this isn't a transmog showcase video, but just kind of nice to know when you're getting that 50% off transmog, which is arguably my favorite of the racials that we're working with here. And then Chill of Night, almost every race has something like this, so just like reducing a certain damage type. I would have liked to see this change to cosmic damage, but it's not the end of the world. Spellcasts are not delayed by taking damage. This is mostly going to get used in PvP because you're not getting auto-attacked in PvE, really. Unless you get aggro, I suppose. But really, this isn't something you need to put a lot of thought into. It's just nice to have. Spatial Rift. We know Spatial Rift. It's a 3-minute CD, so it's kind of long, but I throw out my little portal. Goes pretty long distance, and then I can recast to teleport to it. Pretty simple, but also, especially with how mobile we are, I wouldn't say this is like I think for some races, or for some classes like Priest or like slower stuff, yeah, it can be really nice. But I think just generally, even for Demon Hunter or for anybody, it's such a long cooldown that you're using it in emergency or to like cheese something. Like you could cheese it on Mugsy. You could cheese it on the jails on Mythic Mugsy, which was nice. And then lastly, we have Entropic Embrace. Your abilities have a chance to empower you with the Essence of the Void, causing your damage and healing effects to deal an additional 5% as Shadow Frost, for 12 seconds. This is another one of those things of like, yeah, it's cool when it happens. You get all shadowy purple, but also it's also just a pretty basic damage gain. like the other races have. Like Night Elves get crit during the day and haste at night, and Blood Elves get, I think it's 1% crit chance just all the time. But the thing to keep in mind with the races, because everyone's always saying, well, what's the best for throughput? What's the best for throughput? They're all within 0.1% of each other. They're all basically the same. For Devour, this is not taking into consideration Havoc or Vengeance. Specifically for Devour, all three races are within 0.1% of each other. So, if you like having your Shadow Meld, great. If you like having your AoE Purge, great. If you're a Void Elf, for the Void Elf swag, that's great too. You're not going to get any special, things going on here. And if you especially get aggro on a key, having Shadow Meld's really nice. But at the end of the day, just play whatever race you prefer. But also, if you are pushing that upper echelon of content, it is worth to consider things like, well, if I'm a key pusher, having Shadow Meld, especially if the races are completely equal in throughput, having Shadow Meld can be really advantageous. Or, I can use a Shadow Meld pot or something like that. But for 99.9% of people, you're just going to want to play whatever one you like the most. And I think that's kind of the most important thing to take away from it. After some new sims and things, like the hero towns are kind of evening out a little bit. At least in the sims we've been kind of developing. So I'm hoping for the best. Pre-patch wise, I think we don't have pre-patch sims yet, but also I think with not having our Apex talents, I think Voidscarred is just gonna be the dominant guy. So if you're, kind of wanting to min-max pre-patch, which keep in mind you can't earn like CE or AOTC or any of the keystone stuff in pre-patch. So just keep in mind that I would say Voidscarred is probably going to be the way to go, just because Void Surges and Annihilator's a little more reliant on collapsing star damage. But otherwise, I think that is going to do us for today. But I will see you all in the next one.